Welcome. Hello. Stream time.
Hello.
I gotta click one more button. This. Okay. Been a while.
We've got a new microphone.
Oh yeah. I
so
forget.
That's nice.
We just did some balancing with it, so if it sounds weird or bad, we'll have to catch it on the back half
just let us know.
and sort it out. We are streaming on a Friday night. Super weird. We don't normally do Friday nights. We know it's like a tough night, etc. Obviously, we got a lot going on. Kathy's schedule is in a way right now that this is pretty much our only option. So we're going to be doing this for this month, basically.
It's only for the next... Because next one...
Like,
next weekend is the 19th and 20th, right?
Yeah.
And we're not streaming the weekend after that because that's MomoCon, and then that's
MomoCon, yeah.
So it'd probably,
Okay.
it'd probably just be for next week's stream.
Probably just next week. Okay. And this, like I said, this mostly has to do with her schedule, but there's also like the secondary sort of issue of we are almost in convention season. We are almost in Kickstarter. I think I already mentioned this before that like art is slowing down. We have 2 more coming in, but like that's about it right now. Like we're not really.
I mean, we have a big art surprise coming up, but we haven't said anything about it.
Wait, which one are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, right. Did you actually whisper that
like,
quiet enough that didn't get picked up?
I don't
this
know.
time?
I'm getting a new microphone. But like, there's a reason. It's not just that a bunch of our money went to the conventions. We have 6 art pieces coming in. You'll see why.
Okay, so she's right. She made me. I was forgetting.
So wait, it's not 6. It's 8.
We have technically
8 incoming.
Yes.
But to us, it's 2. You'll see why.
You'll
there are
see.
actually 8 pieces coming.
You'll see.
It's a surprise.
But yeah, so for today we're gonna do it. We got an art spoil. We got a couple big announcements, a little bit of an update, and we're gonna actually start with like that little bit of an update. And this goes to a lot of people that are common in the streams, a lot of people that are in the Discords, a lot of the active like community members. The T-shirt order has launched.
Yeah.
Everything has been paid for, ordered. He actually. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I had that proof. We could have put that up.
Oh yeah, the picture. He printed a sample shirt, but it was on like a black.
He did a
t-shirt.
sample on a black T-shirt of just the logo on the front, and it is.
It looks great.
Crisp.
It's so bright and vibrant.
It looks good.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get that and just like post it in the Discord later, just so everybody can see it.
And be like an update.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So is he like currently just making them?
He is working on them, and or like I think part of the process for him is that he has like the direct chain, sort of like from the different companies for the blanks. So I think when
for the shirts.
Yeah, I think when we say we need like this many 2X greens or whatever, like he might not just have those sitting around.
Oh, okay. So he's got some coming in.
I think a part of it is he has to say, okay, what have I got like in house right now versus what am I lacking? Because we picked a really common T-shirt, so like you should have some of them. But I think he has to like flesh out the actual order. We ordered 32. I think it was 32 or 33 unique shirts.
That's a lot of shirts.
It was a good order.
Good
Size order. Yeah. And so that's all been placed. He's going to be working on those. His turnaround time, and this is like a rough estimate, was like 7 to 10 days. And I placed the order Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Tuesday or something?
I don't know.
They'll be done like next week.
Time's weird.
They'll be done. Yeah.
Time's
funny here. They'll be done like next week. I will probably start looking to ship them out for the people that need them shipped. I've already made arrangements with like a lot of the people who are picking them up at the different conventions and that type of stuff. And they should be in hands like soon. I'm excited. I can't wait to put one on. I can't wait to. I got the best colors. I got.
Wait, I don't know which ones you got. You never told me.
Maybe it's a secret.
Tell me.
I got 3.
Which ones?
I got red.
Obviously.
Gray.
I thought you'd get gray.
Green.
Green. Okay, the classic.
Couldn't say no to it.
So you got Dying Breath, Brute, and Earth's Elite. Oh, so neither of us got blue. Because I got Dying Breath, Knife Expert, Cleanse.
Yeah.
So between the 2 of us, nobody has blue because we both got Dying Breath. Oh.
Fernando messed us up. It's all his fault. I couldn't not get that shirt. I mean, that's one. It's the only one that Ruben got. Yeah.
It was the most popular one. I think there were 6. Or 8.
I think it was It was either 7 or 8. It was not
Yeah.
6. Yeah, it was either 7 or 8.
It was definitely the most popular
Yeah.
one, and then I think Knife Expert was the next most popular one.
It might have been a tie between Knife Expert and Earth Elite. Earth Elite had it. Earth Elite had 5 plus mine. I think it was 6. I think.
Maybe it was Earth Elite.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
It was like they all did really well. Like the least ordered one was great. The second least ordered one was. I think it actually might have been close between blue and yellow.
I think they were all close after.
Yeah, because blue and yellow both didn't have that many, and I was really surprised because the artwork on the yellow one is obviously just like insane. Like it's one of the just.
But also, like just
wearing
a yellow shirt, I feel like a lot of people don't like the way they look in yellow.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I got a yellow one. I don't care.
I feel that.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's a big piece of news. Like I'm super happy that all went through. I appreciate everybody that like came on board and like was a part of that process to get this first order done. We're gonna look amazing at the conventions. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so cool to have those.
Yeah, very excited.
What's the second page? I don't remember.
The meeting you had today.
Meeting I had today. So I took a call with the owner, I guess. I don't know. I think he's got a title of a little company called Cardio is how they pronounce this. And their sort of product that they're offering right now, their campaign is multifaceted. There's a lot to it. But we are talking about how to set up organized play. That is our primary goal to go with this company. And we are getting some of the info and getting it sorted out. But this is like the first step of something as far as like players being able to have like player IDs, like track their games, build deck lists, like do all that type of stuff. Can all be done through their service, and this is going to be not necessarily that we go with them, but this is a step that we need to take, that we want to take. We want people playing the game, and we had a nice long chat today. I got some information from them, and we're gonna start looking at next steps and like see if this is the move for us.
Slide this way more. You keep getting cut off.
Maybe slide this more.
That'll work. Yeah.
And
they do like tournament organized play?
They have different tiers and different levels. I'm actually waiting. They were going to send me some additional information after the conversation we had today to like look at the way that it all breaks down. But yeah, the short of it is that you can create like a network of players, essentially a network of players and hubs where they can go and play. Right, you can do it on the local level where somebody just goes in and types in, hey, we're going to run a Friday event or a Saturday event or whatever for Flawed TCG, come on by, like that type of thing, all the way up to if we get to the point where we've got a couple hundred people showing up for a Grand Prix or whatever, it can all be kind of centralized and done through that same system. Yeah.
Very exciting though. Like before, I know we kept saying like, oh, we want to do organized play, we want to have tournaments at your local game store. But now I feel like we actually have a company that we're working with and like actually taking steps towards that, which makes it feel a lot more legitimate and a lot less just like, oh, this is what we'd like to see one day,
Absolutely. I dropped something. I'm going to reach real far for it. Oh, I can't reach it. Okay, whatever.
You know what I like about our streams?
They suck.
Real.
Yeah.
This is real life.
There's no script.
We're not trying to make anything fancy and shiny.
It's just Ken's creaky chair the entire time.
Ken's creaky chair, and like you had like this big old piece of like.
They couldn't see that. Look at the way
it was like a big piece off this headset, the headset leather.
Just stop.
Just picking it off while you're talking. It drove
But yeah, this
is Flawed Devs. You keep it real.
Nothing but the utmost professionals.
This is what support small really means.
Grassroots, boys, grassroots. This is a big step. I know we're goofing off right now, but like this when I had this conversation today and like the things that we were talking about and like the future that I could see, I'd like to get this sorted out and kind of a trajectory or a plan before Kickstarter. And I think that that's a reality where people are going to see our Kickstarter, they're going to see our product, they're going to see what we're offering, and it's going to come with the sort of tandem offer of, hey, we've already got the like skeleton of a network ready, we just need you to come and join it. And I think that that's a really big like olive branch to like put out to your players, like, hey, we not that my opinion has ever changed. My number one thing is to have people sat down in public at tables with cards playing this game. It's always been my number one goal.
Me too.
But this is a big step. This is like a way to help make that happen.
Part of why I used to love going to Friday Night Magic every Friday, and like what I liked about it is I knew that I could just show up by myself. I didn't have to bring anyone with me, and there were going to be people to play with.
Right.
I didn't have to worry about like, are people going to show up? Is there going to be something I can do this Friday? Are we getting enough players? I'd show up and there'd be like 20 people easy. I always knew that I could go to Friday Night Magic and I have something to do. And I feel like since Standard and Magic has become, I mean, it's not really a thing anymore. That the like Friday Night Magic concept is not really there with any game. Like there are Commander meetups and stuff,
those are really popular and like consistent.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing of what you're saying.
But what I really liked was competitive play, and Commander's more like fun and social.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to like tweak my deck and really try to be, you know, let me practice for the next PTQ or the next whatever.
Yeah.
I loved traveling for games, and I feel like right now there's just not a whole ton of that going on. Like MetaZoo's trying to do it.
Flesh and Blood's doing it.
Flesh and Blood is doing it.
They've got a relatively large scale, robust tournament scene. I know if you go to like any random small store across the country, it's completely hit or miss. You might find the product on the shelves, and there might be people buying it, but there's often the chance that nobody's playing it. Like even.
But
still.
I mean,
but there are some options. Just let's be one more. Let's throw our hat in, right?
Flawed. I just want you to be able to show up at your LGS and be like, who's got a flawed deck?
Right.
And that to actually be a sentence that is said. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Soon.
So anyway.
But yeah, this is the baby step down a line of steps that we're going to be taking to like get something like this set up. And like I said, stay tuned on this one. This is something that we're definitely like. We have to flesh it out. We have to figure out how much money we can put into it to get it set up ahead of time versus how much is going to be based on the success of our player base. Like, one of the big cross sections is, okay, well, if our Kickstarter funds, but it's like not that many people, that's different than like if it funds, but it's a lot of people donating like a small amount, right? Like those two things look different when it comes to organized play and how many, locations, that type of stuff. So a lot of questions to be answered, but we're taking the steps. We're doing what we need to do to get started finding those answers.
We're super excited about this, and also just like this is a good company, I feel, to be paired up with and to be able to put on the Kickstarter page.
I was, and this is going to end up on YouTube and somebody might see it someday, but I was actually genuinely impressed with the gentleman I spoke with today and like the big picture philosophy of like what he wanted to be doing for card game creators. Like I was like, yeah, I agree. You've shown your hand, so to speak, and I'm into it.
The next one is the artwork.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought we did it the other way.
No.
All right, well, we got new artwork. Ruben, what was your guess?
Yeah, we got new artwork coming up, y'all. Air.
Okay.
What card, though?
Very descriptive.
Earlier, Hurricane. Not how you spell hurricane, but got it. And he is correct. And the page is not loading. And there it is. Hurricane. You were right, Ruben. You were looking at it. I remember we were talking on the side, and you were like, "Is it Hurricane? Is it?" And then you thought it was a blue card.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Xavier Bradley.
Ruben, you're unstoppable, by the way. You're literally unstoppable.
He is. He's gotten it right like every time.
He knows every card.
Good for him, though. He knows Flawed. So here we got Hurricane. We got some tornado, high winds. We got some lightning. We got just general chaos going on in this picture.
Just a rolling,
obviously,
destructo force coming across the land.
Obviously, like a dark, cloudy.
Yeah.
There's probably rain going on. It just looks like a mad hurricane, man.
So when Isaiah and I were working on this, and I feel like we have a sketch or two. We didn't include them today. We've been doing that lately, but I don't know. I think I
felt like his sketches, like
he doesn't. He skips steps. He skips steps.
You can tell, like when he sent us the like 4 to choose from, you can tell that they're different. But like to me, they all just looked like
wind.
And then so I was like,
some blowing.
I was like, what I could do in the 4 pictures, I was like, I can see that Isaiah can see it, and I just trust him. Like, just pick one and go with it, my dude.
We were recently looking at art. I think it was Trollber was in the Discord with me last night or 2 nights ago, and he pulled up the website and was scrolling through. Nice. Well done, Ruben. We were scrolling through, and Trollber ended up on the website page where it is the art gallery, and he was just going artist to artist and just kind of giving like his feedback, right? Mm-hmm. And it was, he was doing it by artist was his perspective. It wasn't like he would stop on like Cleanse and be like, oh, Cleanse is like the most like sick art, like I love Cleanse. He was like, he would go to one of the artist's entries, look at like what they've done and be like, I really like the flavor that this artist has brought. You know, like giving his little like art gallery opinion. He got to Isaiah's section and he's just like scrolling. He's just like, "Jeez, he's done so many." And I'm like, well, when he keeps doing them like this, like why not?
Mm-hmm. And we've been liking him for the more like abstract concepts. Like he did Firebomb. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do you draw a Firebomb? And he crushed it. I love the way that art came out.
Firebomb
that is a playing card.
Good one.
I don't know why, but when I see Firebomb, I just think of like old school Magic the Gathering. I'm like, this is a card, man.
We were when Isaiah and I pre-Firebomb. So pre-Firebomb, pre-Hurricane.
He said he wants sleeves for Hurricane too.
We were having a talk and I asked him, I said, hey, you know, like we've got like, and I don't think I've said this on stream even when we spoiled Firebomb, but like I was telling him, like, we've got a lot of artwork in Flawed that is like, here's a character, they're in a setting, it, you know, there's story and lore like packed into the imagery, yes, but it's clearly centric around the character, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think about sort of shedding that for a while and trying some different stuff? And he was like, let's do it. Mm-hmm. He was like, I'm so into like, you know, flexing my muscle, like seeing what I can create, more abstract concepts, and trying to tell these stories. Mm-hmm. And Hurricane is another just brilliant example.
And what I like about this, you can, well, if you are very up to date on your Flawed artwork, you can tell that he referenced Brute and the Temple of the Skies for this card. Like the background looks like where Brute is for sure.
Yep.
And it definitely reminds me of like where Temple of the Skies is.
A little cross reference.
But you can tell there's like high cliffs, lots of trees. Yep. It's definitely in the air faction.
It's that wooded, mountainous terrain where the air faction inhabits. Yeah.
Love it. Beautiful.
And it's those little attention.
I was just noticing there's like dirt like caught up in the bottom here. That's so cool. There's so much little details. And I was looking at like all the texture like in the wind. It's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Super happy. Another successful sortie with Isaiah. I mean, we plan, he and I talked even more recently. I told him that with Hurricane finishing up right now that we're, and this is what I'm telling a lot of artists right now, is that we're probably taking mostly a pause outside of those couple of pieces we already talked about. We're going to be taking a pause until post convention season.
You keep saying a pause like it's in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Like mid-July.
That's the pause. That's the pause.
2 months.
When you consider how much artwork I'm normally handling and how many artists I'm managing on the reg, like right now is the first month I haven't had 5 separate message chains going.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
Since last year.
It's not a very long pause though.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And post pause, it's gonna be 100 message chains.
We're gonna be doing streams with like we have 3 new arts for you this week.
Yeah.
5 new arts. I hope so.
Probably more than that, honestly. Yeah. Like maybe not right away, but like. Mm-hmm. We like my goal realistically, assuming everything goes perfectly according to plan and I've got the budget all at once and I can do it. I've been talking to artists that haven't even done work with us yet, and I'm lining people up to be ready to jump as soon as Kickstarter is over with. And I might have as many as like 25 names in a hat right now that I can like go to and just start getting them, you know, and somebody like Isaiah, who's done such amazing work for us and works pretty like quick, like he's a really efficient. When I give him like, here's a prompt, he's coming back with new sketches, and I'm like, let's go with this direction. He's on the line, like he moves, he really moves, and we're really hoping to have art on 147 Flawed cards in a few months.
Yeah. Like
from right now.
Yeah.
It'll be like.
And then you can just start working on art for set 2.
Yeah, you could. Or we'll see. Or I can take a little time break.
Yeah. All right. Ken just wants like a vacation.
I'm unemployed, remember, guys.
Unemployed. You got all this.
But yeah, awesome artwork. We're super happy with it. Super happy with it. Yeah,
he's right
behind us. What's our last slide?
The new banner.
Oh! It's so cool that we broke a banner out behind us for this.
Yeah. So
we've got the meta stream going.
I'm trying to think. Zoltan was in person at Con last year. Did he come in person to anything else? Or was it just that one?
It was just that one, I believe.
So he never saw... Zoltan never saw the 10th
on stream once upon a time.
Yeah, but he never saw it in person.
Yeah.
And then Ruben... Has his name always been that?
Yeah.
I thought it was Mr. Ruben B.
Not in this server. Or maybe... Wait,
That's
Ruben,
new.
did you change out recently? I think he did. He did.
Yeah.
He did. That's recent.
He changed it.
You changed it.
Yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. I should change mine.
To what?
To Catherine.
You got to sign your paperwork.
Oh, it actually says I told you yesterday. But anyway, Rubain, have you seen the 10-foot banner in person? Because he was also at MomoCon.
He was at MomoCon, but I don't think he's been to anything else. I don't think he would have had a chance to.
Because we had it in South Carolina.
He wasn't at that one.
And he wasn't at that one. And then we had it in Wilmington. I think that was it.
We had it at the Comic... No, we didn't have it at the Comic-Con in Greenville. We've only had that thing up twice.
Yeah.
What a scam. Why did I spend so much money on that?
Because it looks great.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have our big, massive 10-foot banner that has Earth's Elite and Knife Expert on it. It's very impressive. It's very eye-catching. When you do see it in person, like, you can't help but stop and be like, what is this? Because it's huge, it's bright, it's vibrant. There's big cartoon characters on it. Like, I've never heard of that. What is that?
Yep.
And so for many of the conventions coming up, we have 20-foot booth space instead of 10.
We have 20-foot in 3 out of 4 of them, right?
Yes, the only one we have still 10-foot is MomoCon because that event is not during the Kickstarter, so we didn't like go all out.
It's also,
but it's a 10
I also
by
don't
10.
think you can combine indie booths at that one, actually.
Oh, but it's
or,
a 10.
Or it's a completely different thing, but sorry, yeah.
But it's a 10 by 10 foot booth space, so you still have like...
You can do the two
corners.
Making a
like
corner,
this.
yeah.
So because we're going to need like a wall of 20 feet worth of banners at 3 out of the 4 events, we went ahead and ordered a second 10-foot banner with 2 brand new characters on it. Well, they're not brand new characters.
You guys have seen this,
but it's not like Earth's Elite and Knife Expert.
Right.
So we're gonna have the banner with the Earth's Elite and Knife Expert, and we have a new banner. Show them a new banner. Click it.
I was gonna say real quick that it took Catherine and I a very long time to decide on these 2 characters. We went back and forth, forth. She mocked up a bunch of different like combinations. There were certain cards that we both like wanted on there, like 100%. And we came to this.
Boom! New 10-foot banner with Muscle Mommy.
It's got a name, you know.
Strong Arm Thug and Dying Breath, obvi. I mean, I felt like Dying Breath had to be on there. It's so good. They're both so good. Look at her! Oh my god. When I was making it up, I kind of was like...
Instead of the 10-foot banner, we just call this the ab foot banner because they both have their like
their abs,
ripped muscles
actually,
out.
Yeah, the ab foot banner. So we've got this, and we'll have it next to the other 2.
Yeah. What do you think as far as positioning goes? Like, which way should they be? Are there like 2 characters that make the most sense next to each other?
I think it depends where the tables are going to be, hononestly.
That's fair.
I think it depends where the tables are going to be.
That's
But yeah, here they are in all their glory. I cannot wait. It's on the way.
It's shipped already. It'll be here by the 17th, it said.
I'm very excited to see it. That's going to look amazing.
But yeah, these we, like I said, we went back and forth on trying to kind of what are the flagship characters, like who are the cards that like are really going to pop and like catch that eye the most. What backgrounds like kind of mesh together decently, because you can't just put like, the super abstract and bright background of like Cleanse, for instance, like next to, the main things that went into the decision were we wanted the characters to be as similar, like we wanted to showcase all different artists, first off, but we wanted it to still have continuity. So we didn't want to pick like really abstract looking things. We wanted them to all be very like cartoony comic book. And like, what's an example of like you wouldn't put Firebomb on it, like that wouldn't make sense. Right, Firebomb, Call Lightning, like some of these more like
Best Laid Plans,
Best
like
Laid
that
Plan.
wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
The shrines, none of the shrines would make sense.
Yeah.
So
which a lot of those are great pieces of artwork. It's not like showcasing them would be necessarily a bad idea, but we're trying to create this like motif of like here are like 4 of our like prime characters, prime cards that you can play in the game. Bam,
So we wanted it to be all like continuity in terms of the size of the character and the style of the character, but we wanted it to be 4 different artists. We also want it to be something that's recognizable when you're in the booth sitting down playing the game. You can be like, oh, this is that card right there. I've seen this before. And we also felt like Strong Arm Thug, it's not in the decks, and so when people were given the opportunity to buy her as the 2023 like event exclusive card, they were like, who's this? I haven't seen this card before. So now it's like, oh, that's the girl in the banner.
Yep.
And then we have the other one right there. Where'd he go? Right there.
He's
right there. There he is.
Bam.
And that's the other 2023 one. And then another thing that was really important to me was diversity.
Sure.
And I wanted there to be a good mix of like male and female characters, which I think that we did excellently.
Comically, Kathy's first pitch would have had 3 out of the 4 being females.
Yeah.
Like she was like, no, Kat, it's perfect. Look, I promise, I'm not just favoring my own, you know,
and then this is a
my
female
own side.
One thing that I did notice is that like we do have I would say a lot of our artworks are light skin tone. We do have a lot of artworks that are dark skin tone. Cleanse is dark, Siege Master, Life Cycle Warden, but like Life Cycle Warden would really
Root Tender,
and then the new one, True Believer.
Yes.
True Believer I considered using for this because he's male and he's dark skinned, but like the style just didn't. It wasn't as poppy.
I think it's the background even too.
Yeah, the background.
I could see
was
blending
more
that
like,
would have been a lot more tough.
And also, I don't have that character separate from the background.
And that makes it even
that was tricky. Life Cycle Warden just wasn't like, he is like zen and in the moment and like meditating.
We want more aggressive, like get over here and be a part of this.
A banner type image. We obviously are already using Cleanse.
Yeah.
And then Siege Master is too small. Yep. Like he wouldn't make sense.
And that's one of the things, like when you look at this, if you because this is part of the consideration when you sort of measure like from the top to the bottom of the different like body parts, like these 2 characters are in relative proportion with one another, and you didn't have to zoom significantly in either case to like make that make sense. You only had to a little bit on, I think, on the strong arm thug to get them to like line up like that. So you end up with what looks like a lot more. It's just consistent across the all the different characters.
Yeah, because like Ursula and Knife Expert are about this.
They're about this size as well. Yeah. So when you walk up to the booth and you just see the 4 of them like standing across the back of the booth, like you're it's not necessarily like confusing or anything. You just get to immediately kind of take it all in at the same rate.
I can't wait for this to get.
But yeah, this is about to be here. We've already got the second banner stand for it. Like we're getting all the materials and stuff. Yeah, the stand came,
but not the actual banner.
Because the stand was through eBay and they didn't have to make it. They just shipped it. But we're getting all the materials and everything ready. Like we're gonna be at MomoCon in 2 weeks or something. When is the date?
It's not next weekend. It's the weekend after. Yeah, 2 weeks.
It's coming. It's right. It's right.
MomoCon's gonna be amazing.
I've actually got a bunch of people that I'm planning on running into.
MomoCon last year was so busy, and we didn't even have anything. Like we had stickers and art prints, and that was it.
Well, no, we had one card.
We had one card. Exclusive. Yes, we had one MomoCon exclusive card, and that was it. So, but yeah, there's the banner, and that's the stream.
Woo! Sorry.
So we talked about tournament organized play. We showed new artwork, T-shirt update, and we got our new banner. That's a pretty good stream.
It's a lot of stuff. Believe it or not, we're still hard work over here at Best Man Gaming LLC, single member LLC, which is me and my beauteous assistant, who didn't want to make the stream for me tonight, wanted me to do it all by myself.
Because you can do it. You're a strong, independent woman. But yeah, we'll have hopefully another artwork next week. If we don't have one by next week Friday, then
we're gonna cut it close. We're gonna cut it close because I already talked to. Just talked to that guy and like based on, trying not to give away too many details, but like based on the next steps that we were talking about, Friday is gonna be closed.
Yeah.
So.
But if we don't have one next Friday, then our next live stream. I don't know.
I will have to do one without you. I'll just have to figure out a way to do one without you because like we obviously can't do like a dedicated like sit down and stream
for like 3 weeks then.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just way too long. We want to keep like let you know everything that's going on. So if in the event that nothing's ready for next Friday, we'll probably be looking at early the week of MomoCon like that.
Yeah, and you can just stream on
that like Tuesday or Monday or Wednesday.
You're
I leave. Yeah, I'm gone Wednesday.
Jeez, I can't believe convention season is like here already.
I know. You remember when we like booked all these and we're like
that'll come.
This is forever from now. We got all the time in the world to fix everything and plan everything and make it all perfect.
My throat's already sore.
Guys and gals.
Thinking about it.
Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for participation in the chat. A little bit back and forth. Mostly, and I know that we didn't have a lot of people Friday, but
no,
it feels good. Feels good that you guys are all here. Feels good.
Yeah,
when,
I mean,
we
knew for Friday stream, Wednesday always is better turnout, but we can record it and post it.
That's part of it, yeah. And I've lost a bunch of videos. There were a handful that we recorded and we were like, well, we don't need to post this one, or there was like one that got corrupted, and et cetera. So like the YouTube's been kind of dropped off lately. So I need to get this up. So in the next couple of days,
Yeah.
we're gonna post this, and anybody who missed it can check it out there. So.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Um,
We'll see ya for the next one.
How do I do this correctly? Because I always mess it up. I guess you get to see all my tabs.